Well, what happened to Arsenal on their first bid for Declan Rice at West Ham has gone ahead and happened to them for their first bid for Kai Havertz. It has been rejected by Chelsea, and now we are here to bring you the latest update as far as that bid is concerned. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really doing okay. How is the going? And hope you guys really having a fantabulous evening. So smash the like button close to 300 times, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this beautiful channel of ours. Now, you can as well follow us on Twitter at Rokani Media FB. You can follow us there. You'll get lots of stories that we don't even afford throwing in here for you, because our Twitter is always very busy, and just select the few that are really important and those that we can be able to really fix into 15 minutes in every video that we do here onto the Rokani Media Football. Rokan David is my name. You can as well call me Aradi, and let's get into this. The second video of the day was all about Arsenal preparing their initial bid, or their first bid for Kai Havertz to Chelsea. And guess what? A bid has been really put in, and guess who really put in this story? It was Nathan Gissing. Nathan Gissing works for DiMarzio, and he's the owner of CFC news page, meaning that CFC stands for Chelsea. And he has told us that Arsenal have seen their first bid for Kai Havertz rejected by Chelsea. There is a feeling a deal can be agreed for less than £75 million. Chelsea hope to receive. Chelsea wanted to keep the player, but he's keen on a move to Arsenal. So, a bid has been submitted in by Arsenal to Chelsea, and Chelsea have gone ahead to say, no, we aren't taking that amount of money. It's too little, it's too limited for the levels that we want to go on as a team of Chelsea. Remember, they need that money to see to it that they really put it up onto their budget, to balance up their books, to make sure they come in through and obviously do the needful and get it, and get the signing like Moise Caicedo out of the way. Those expensive signings they are supposed to make. So Nathan Gissing was the first journalist to really break the story, and there came Matt Lowe, who works for the Telegraph, and he told us that Chelsea have turned down an opening bid from Arsenal for Kai Havertz, but talks continue and player keen on the move. Now, I was highly waiting for a credible journalist to really go ahead and really put up this. I respect Gissing, but I was waiting for the likes of Matt Lowe, Jacobs Ben, David Austin, Fabrizio Romano to let us know that a bid is going to be submitted, because Fabrizio Romano last told us that Arsenal is ready to put in their first bid, but when it went in, he never gave us an update, something that I was waiting in for. However, Matt Gissing put out that tweet 3 hours earlier than Matt Lowe and Jacobs Ben and very many others. I never really trusted Gissing. I wanted to come in through and really give you the right update. Now, when I saw Matt Lowe tweeted, I remember he's the one who broke the story of United making its first bid for Mason Mount, and Fabrizio Romano quoted him, and obviously I really got to know he's a credible journalist for the Telegraph, and here he comes, confirmed with us that a bid of Arsenal was put in, but it was rejected. Then we go to Jacobs Ben coming in through and obviously capping it up with a tweet that read, Arsenal have had an opening bid turned down from Kai Havertz, as Nathan Gissing first reported. Arsenal will return, and Kai Havertz is very open to the move. Arsenal optimistic won't hold out for the £75 million. Talks quite positive despite the rejection. So Arsenal are pushing to see if they really get the deal of Kai Havertz out of the way. But I understand there are teams I've seen whose bids are not rejected. Real Madrid went in for Jude Bellingham, and their bid was accepted there and then. You know why these bids are really rejected sometimes? It's not because of the initial fee. It's because of the add-ons and how unrealistic they are. Man United used to put in a clause that if a player wins a Ballon d'Or, we get you £5 million or £10 million. And most teams just found themselves nagged about that. when you look at Arsenal, West Ham saw the add-ons for Declan Rice that Arsenal had included to that contract, all proposal bid, unachievable. That they saw them as unrealistic. And I think the problem here are the add-ons that Arsenal need to work on, because Chelsea were given was by Arsenal to go ahead and really sign Moise Caicedo, and I think they knew that they had agreed on a matter of giving them Kai Havertz. So Chelsea are willing to be flexible to negotiate a deal of Kai Havertz, and it could really see Arsenal cough close to £55 million. But we are here really ready, waiting to see how the Kai Havertz deal is going to happen. You know, we are just 20 days away from the preseason commencing. Players of Arsenal are going to return to the London Colney in the first week of July. You know, those that are playing for the national teams, I think they'll come around 12th or 13th. That's when they return, because they're going to be given an extra week, as that extra week that they would have gone ahead to spend resting, they've spent it playing games for their respective national teams. So Arteta wants to see the likes of Kai Havertz and Declan Rice report at London Colney around 14th, 15th, and he wants to travel with them to Germany, and then later he travels to America, where he's going to play against Man United, Borussia Dortmund, and which other team? They're going to play like 3 teams down in America. So as it stands, Arsenal's bid has been rejected, but Arsenal is not pulling out. They are still putting their foot on the pedal. They've not applied the handbrake. They want to see to it that they really get this deal over the line, and I trust them on this. They are going to get it over the line, because if they're to spend £100 million on Declan Rice and they spend 60 on Kai Havertz, that won't be bad. All these players they are spending this money on at 24 years of age, especially Kai Havertz. He has a very good resale value. You get him back to where he was before he came to Chelsea at Leverkusen. Oh my God. Then Arsenal would have been one of those teams to really go ahead and obviously have one of the deadliest creative midfielders and forwards in the world. And Arteta is going to gain a lot of hail and plaudits when he does that. But I've seen Arteta, he's good at improving players. When you look at the talent of Bukayo Saka and that of Kai Havertz has a higher ceiling. He's a naturally gifted player, swift left foot, tall, physical, and the only attribute that people have not gone ahead to give attention to detail is the distance he covers. You know, he has gone ahead to cover more distance than Odegaard. That's what people don't know. So he's a pressing monster because he played for Thomas Tuchel, who was a pressing coach. So he's coming in at Arsenal, and I think Arteta is going to get this man. These 2 deals of Declan Rice and Kai Havertz are really so much important for Arsenal, and they need to get them over the line immediately. So as it stands, a bid has been rejected. Arsenal is considering to make another bid. So is it going to be undeniable or deniable? All that and more onto Edu and the rest of the squad at Arsenal that work onto the deals of Arsenal. Now, going to North London again, we are having a story coming from Fabrizio Romano that Spurs have found themselves into an agreement with Juventus to sign Kulusevski, and a story has been reported by Fabrizio Romano that Dejan Kulusevski will be announced as a Tottenham player on a permanent deal in the next days. Understand, contract will be valid until 2027, already signed. 30 million euros deal agreed with Juventus instead of 35 by option. Here we go, is coming soon. Now, when you look at Kulusevski and what he did at Spurs, it's really immense, and it would be mad for Spurs not to sign a player like him. I love the player, and the way he runs that right attacking side of the midfield with his left foot is really important. You know, he gets in those back post crosses, he goes in for those curlers at the back of the net, he goes in for the near shots. Almost he does exactly what I call in for Anthony at Man United to go ahead and really do. Being unpredictable, he's really unpredictable. And the beauty of him is that He has a physicality or a physique that is tailor-made for the Premier League. By the way, it's hard to find a right attack midfielder in the Premier League, well-built, towering of a lad like him, with a swift left foot that he has. I think the other one is Anthony of Brentford, but he doesn't have a left foot. He plays with the right foot. So he's very talented, and I think Postecoglou, the new manager of Spurs, is really pushing hard to get this deal over the line, because this player is really one of a kind that Spurs really need. Guess what? He's just 23 years of age. 23 years of age, meaning that they're going to have to secure a player for the now and the future. This season, he played 30 games, 2 goals and 7 assists. But you've seen how Spurs have gone ahead to implode. They started on a very good note. They're even in the top 4. But as we went into the mid-bend of the season, you saw what happened to him. And he really got an injury, and Spurs found themselves into the worst of their shape. The manager was sacked, and they missed out on Champions League football. They're going to play into the UEFA Conference League. So he's prepared to play his first season for Spurs as their player for the very first time, and I think he's really going to go ahead and really produce the best that the team of Spurs really like. I could have him at my team that I support, Man United, and I think Arsenal fans could get him. Do you know why? Arsenal found themselves in a situation of wanting to sign this player that January of 2022, when Tottenham signed him on loan. Arsenal had just lost Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and they wanted to get into players Kulusevski and Dusan Vlahovic. So that is it. It's a here we go coming in soon. Papers are going to be signed, and I think that deal is done and dusted, and Juventus is getting in some good money. Now, Juventus is also trying to offload Weston McKennie and very many other players. They're trying to convince Rabiot to sign a new contract at Juventus, but he's a free agent and doesn't want to sign a new contract at the club of Juventus. Now, let's go to another story. We've always told you about Mateo Kovacic going to Man City. Now, after Chelsea granted Man City room to really negotiate with Mateo Kovacic, everything has gone ahead to move on swiftly, and Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to drop a very huge hint over this deal. He told us that Man City advancing also on the club's side to get Mateo Kovacic deal done as soon as possible. Personal terms 100% agreed. Kovacic wants them off. So Man City are really advancing on this deal, and they're getting themselves a very good player. There is a person I saw in the comment section. I think I was telling you that Calvin Phillips and Kovacic are better than Declan Rice, and one was telling me, Rokani, you are lying. When we talk about talent and football, that's what you're talking about. Sometimes the stats blindfold people. I don't think that Declan Rice could reach the levels of stats that Calvin Phillips reached out at Leeds. The reason because Calvin Phillips has not been really performing is because of the injury he got. If he never got that shoulder injury, I think he would have found himself into that starting 11 of Man City some games. And next season is really going to be so much pivotal onto the 25th-year-old English international, because he needs to push himself into the starting 11 of City. As Gundogan is leaving, he needs to find space into that team. Kovacic. You cannot compare Kovacic to Declan Rice. Maybe when Declan Rice hits 27, 28 years of age, he will turn into Kovacic, but I doubt, because his talent is really minimal. His talent is average. That's it. The reason as why Mikel Arteta is going in for Declan Rice is simple. He said that one of the reasons he really discovered after the season was they lost the trophy because they lacked physicality and intensity into the midfield. That's it. That's why he's going in for him. If it was talent, he would have gone in for someone else. But he needs a more physical specimen, that is really workaholic into that midfield. That is it. So, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Arsenal's Kai Havertz first bid rejected by Chelsea. What do you make about it? Kulusevski to Spurs, almost done. And obviously, what do you make about a Kovacic to Man City? Deal almost done. Things advancing at a faster rate. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. Me out for now. See you later. I love you, and don't forget to subscribe. Muslim friends and subscribers and viewers, may Allah reward you abundantly. Me out.